I'm used to it at Rotary Club. Nobody listens to me when I start our meetings either. I just keep on. No bell. Oh, we forgot the bell. Awesome. Welcome everybody. I'm kind of overwhelmed with the amount of people here. I'm super thankful right now. I don't have a whole lot to say just because there's a lot of people and a lot of smiling faces. So really excited. For those of you who have not seen what we've done yet, I'm really excited to show you. What we're going to talk about is a culmination of close to 2 years of work that we've done. The building itself took around 6 months. We're really proud of what we've done, and really proud of what we're going to take on here in the next few months in terms of our initiatives here in Streator to increase wellness all over the community. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Sister Suzanne, who will lead us in a prayer.
It's just too special. Our sisters are so grateful for what you are doing to help lift up this community. And we feel so honored that we can be a part of it too, because that's important to us. Help our families and our communities be healthy and happy and wholesome. So I'd like to call on the good Lord to bless this good work and continue to walk with us. Please join me in prayer as we thank God for this new expansion of services, for those who live here in Streator and all the surrounding communities, and ask His blessings to continue to walk with us to discover together new systems of care that will focus on keeping us all, especially these communities, healthier. So, God, our wonderful and good Father, thank you for the gift of life, the most precious gift of all. And thank you for calling our OSF family and YMCA to come together to more robustly enhance care for your people, so that those who call this their community, their home, can live healthier and happier lives. Fill our hearts with the desire to do great things together and do it out of love. And please bless the work of our hands. We place our trust in you that you will continue to bring this good work to completion and give you honor and serve your people. Please bless all those who serve in the Streator Family YMCA Wellness Center and all of those who will receive services here. The psalmist said, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad." And indeed it is. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Okay, and now with that, we'll move over to Ken Buki, who will speak on our collaboration. Thanks, Ken.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is certainly a wonderful afternoon and day to reach this point in this collaboration. And I just want to take a moment to kind of talk a little bit of how this came about. Many of you probably know that story, but I think it's always validating to do this work, but then to have something that says you're going in the right direction. And it just so happened that I received this article just a couple days ago that was really done by the Illinois Rural Health Planning Commission for Hospital Health Systems. And it was around rural health care. And they brought together a bunch of experts right at a summit, and they looked at information. And if you look through this, there's a lot of information around the fact that there's about 1.5 million people in America that live in rural communities such as a Streator. And we cover the largest geographic space of the United States. And the disparities that happen within our rural communities are great, meaning that there's many that don't have access to things that drive health and wellness. And those can be many barriers, from economic barriers to distance barriers to just many other factors that prevent them from living a healthier lifestyle. And so, they got a bunch of experts in the room, and they talked about this, and they came up with some recommendations. And guess what some of their recommendations were? They were about collaborating with community partners and working together, and having health systems and agencies such as the YMCA coming together and really working to make their community healthier. And so we've been very fortunate to have this collaboration with the YMCA. When we, OSF Healthcare, came and started to provide the health services here in the transition for the Streator and the surrounding areas, the YMCA was one of the very first partners that we had discussions with because there had already been some history and some recognition that healthcare sector and the YMCAs, really have some of the same mission, and that is making sure that our communities are healthy and living a healthy and becoming well, and that helps everybody in our community. It makes us a more productive community, a stronger community, and it really does drive economic development as well within our community when we really start to think about it. So it takes everybody, because one thing that we know is that not one of us within our community and all the organizations that support this great community no longer have the resources to do it all, and never really did, but really recognizing that it does take us all coming together. And this is the perfect example of one of those recommendations that this group of smart people sitting in a room were talking about. We had already done it here at Streator. We had already had it started. So kudos to all of you and to our leadership and the board members from the YMCA to work with us as a healthcare sector and provider here. And thank you to the sisters, and also thank you to the community members who donated funds through HSHS and the Friends of St. Mary's, because as many of you know, those were the funds that were utilized in this whole transition to help support this initiative. So, where are we going with this? Well, we continue. Our collaboration does not stop here. We will continue to collaborate with the YMCA and their leadership and program development, working together to transition individuals and patients and programs, and really work together so that we can use the resources within this community to the best of their ability, so that we can drive that health and wellness. And many of you are also here that either sit on other types of advisory boards or foundation boards that are currently here, and also part of our Live Well Streator. So that is really a collaborative effort around really driving these initiatives and taking ownership, having the community take ownership. So I want to, if you're on the Live Well Streator committee or on any of the work teams, can you raise your hands? Because we've got some work teams going. So we have people in here that are working on those right now to really drive that health and wellness. But another exciting thing that we have coming up, and that's really very unique to this facility, is our children's area. So someday I'll look like this after I leave.
Wait, I lost a membership. Thanks a
I had to use that, but we have to focus on our youth. We all have to, we want to help your lifestyle, but it really does start with creating those habits with our youth. And so we have an exciting gaming area that is unique. It's the concept of no longer fighting the technology that's available today, but utilizing it to the benefit of health and wellness. And we'll be starting a program called Healthy Kids U, and working with the Y on that. And I want to take a moment and just give some recognition to my partner, Don Dameron. So you might have seen, if you were here early, you might have saw Don running around. Unfortunately, he became ill, and so had to leave rather suddenly here. So I asked you to keep him in your prayers. But God always has a plan, because unfortunately when Don had to depart, moments later, which we did not expect, because of her calendar, we did not expect Dr. Josie. And so Dr. Josie walked in. I'm like, oh, God, thanks for my prayers. And she knows about children, and from the Children's Hospital. She is the president from the Children's Hospital, and was very much on the front side of this planning and really talking about how do we drive that in the youth. So I asked her to jump in and talk a little bit about Healthy Kids U. So jump on in and come in and just give them a little introduction to that.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. I'm very pleased to be here. you, the community of Streator, the YMCA, the board of the YMCA, you invited us in, us OSF, Children's Services, the Children's Hospital of Illinois, and it's a gift, it's a beautiful opportunity. My passion, of course, stems from the fact that I believe that generational health and healthy habits, longevity, and joy in life start in childhood. And how can we educate children who, of course, we depend on their community, their surroundings, their parents, and their schools? How can we educate these children and youth to live a healthy lifestyle? And so this has been a phenomenal collaboration. It's been many, many months of just very fruitful work, and I wanted to thank and congratulate everybody who's here to make this happen. One of the challenges is to engage children in activities and habits that they might not see at home. And so how can we create an environment, maybe an almost home outside of home, that will engage them in these activities and educate them without them knowing they're being taught to choose wisely what they eat, how they exercise, and how they move and conduct their lives. And we know that the YMCA in many, many communities around the country, including here in Streator, really tries to and is successful in creating this home away from home for these youth. And as you will see in the tour, it's a really very exciting space that will speak to those who sometimes can get a bit disengaged, i.e. our teenagers, who also need to be engaged in living healthy lives. You might be wondering, what is the intersection between the Children's Hospital of Illinois, far away in Peoria, and the University Medical College on campus, and Streator, and the YMCA, and this space here? And the answer is that we have, with the university and Dr. Amy Christensen, who is an expert in childhood obesity and nutrition issues, we've come up with, or she has come up with her team, with a method, a multi-tier stepwise approach to help these children and families. So when a child comes to see their doctor and they are a little on the overweight side or maybe really overweight, what we do is we teach the physicians or the nurse practitioners how to educate the families. If that doesn't work, step number 2, remember it's a staircase, step number 2 will be to engage a dietitian and other services. If that doesn't work, we then start to implement with physical therapy, i.e. with this beautiful setting here that we don't have in Peoria. We might come here, bring all our kids here, to really engage them in activities that get them fit and active. And if that doesn't work, we have the 4th tier, which really links the physician, the patient or the child, their family, to a group of physicians and other experts at the university level that will coach them from a medical perspective to find ways to help them with their obesity and also with medical conditions such as diabetes, kidney or heart problems that might arise as a consequence of that. And so that is the connection, and that is the benefit of an OSF sister hospital living here in Streator, living here with you, and having a home outside of the home for the youth connected to the Children's Hospital in Peoria and the university. And what I see is happening right here is the connectivity between the home environment, the community environment, the YMCA, the home outside of the home, the medical environment, all the way to the Children's Hospital. And that is very beautiful and leaves me with hope, and that's all I will say. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you, Dr. Joshi. And once again, I want to thank Josh. This gentleman did a lot of work in the last couple of years. A little bit of stress.
No. I didn't have any gray hair 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, you know. So we got to look forward to that.
All right.
But no, once again, we want to thank the YMCA and the board for the collaboration and really partnering in any of you that are working with us to make it a healthier Streator. It's an exciting time. And so with that, I'm going to invite Jack up. Where is Jack? The scissors, all right. I think everybody knows Jack, but those that don't, he is the head of the chamber here at Streator. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure who all you want in on the picture, but I would say recently the chamber is doing some facelifting and changing our stationery and logos and all that type of stuff, and we came up with a new tagline, and we just happened to have it say a community growing strong. And what a way to grow strong than to collaboration of what we've just witnessed the last 18 months or whatever. And a former member of the St. Mary's Foundation, we're most happy that Buddy was invested in our community. I know that there's been a lot of conversation about how well it's gone and some of the challenges went. But anyway, congratulations to all involved. And again, working together makes it strong. We could perhaps give you a volume discount if you'd like to bring all your kids up here. We could work something out. So anyway, so that way, how many new members have you had this month?
In the last week and a half, our membership's got up 100 members so far.
How about that? 100 members in a week. We're gonna have some real goals for next year. Anyway, Ken, I'm not sure who all you want in on the picture, so.
We're gonna have from the YMCA board members.
Sure, yeah. Gary and John, for sure. And then those of you who I would love to take separate photos with, my buddies from Troop, raise your hands. These guys are responsible for the beautiful building that we have. So, and Bryce, don't forget Bryce. So we'll stick around, take photos, and then Katie and Alex will be happy to, and anybody else who's willing to help give tours of the facility. Thank you all for coming. I was thinking we could do it in front of the.
I don't know if I have enough room.
Okay, you tell me.
We'll take several. But with the ribbon, let's kind of swing around.
Hey, Alan, we happen to move that over this way, buddy.
We need a longer room.
No, it's okay. I just don't want to knock it over.
Let me get out of your way.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we move this way there.
Here we go, I got enough.
You send me a picture.
All right, are you taking for the picture? Are you taking for the paper, or who's taking the picture? Derek goes first. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take several. We're gonna take several. Watch him. He's taking for the picture, and then the rest we'll give everybody time. We'll take about 3 shots this way, and then one with the real six. Smile. You're having fun.
I got it. Whoever else needs it.
Can we do something similar to the basketball or football or whatever? We say we're number 1. Guys, hold on, hold up one.
Or muscles or something.
Yeah.
Something like
Yeah, muscles. Yeah.
I don't know. Jack, let's go.
That's good. That's good. All right, that's good.
You're good, Jack.
Oh, the big scissors don't even.
No.
Okay, I can try. This time we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and he's going to cut it on 1. Get down.
Wait till he backs away.
It's okay. Here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Again. There you go. There. All right.
Thank you so much.
Pretty soon we're going to tie these together.
Try to get Dave.
Sure.